Hello everyone, I'm Dajar. I'm excited to be here today with Shadman, who's going to be helping me host the first episode of the AUIS Podcast. Today we have with us Miss Nancy Narboud, who's the scholarships manager at the university. Welcome, Miss Nancy.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
We're glad to have you here, yes. Yeah. Okay. Miss Nancy, you've been here for a long while, right?
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
How many years?
I came to Kurdistan in 2004. So
2004,
it's about
yes.
18 years.
18
Going
years.
on 18
Yeah,
years.
some of us weren't born at that time. Some of us, yeah.
Makes me
Let's
feel
not
old.
mention it. No, you're not that old. We're young.
So how do you think about Kurdistan, like, in general?
Well, I love living here.
Yeah.
I first moved to Sulaimani, then I lived in Koya for a year, then came back to Sulaimani. But I just love the Kurdistan region. This is home.
This is
And-
great to hear that, yes.
So my husband's from here. Both my kids were born here.
Oh.
So my Kurdish is okay. Not
Yeah.
perfect,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
this is home.
So let's go to the main topic and speak about the scholarships. So the first question will be, what are the scholarships that AUIS is providing?
Okay, so let me explain how the scholarships, AUIS has always had scholarships,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
in the past year we've created scholarship office,
Okay.
and we're trying to do a better job at distributing scholarships and getting more and more new scholarships to AUIS. And we have two types. We have admissions level scholarships, and we have ones that are for students who are already at the university. So there are several types. All of them have different requirements.
So what are the process for applying these scholarships like?
Okay, so for admissions level, these are scholarships you get when you first start AUIS. Those are handled more by the admissions office, and they're on the website. This would be examples would be like the National Scholarship and the STEM Scholarship. We have also something called youth engagement for a student who is very active in something, either sports or the arts or some other field. So those a student should look at the website, or potential student, and talk to admissions. For the other ones, they're going to be on the website, but also we've been working through the Dean of Students office to make sure when a new scholarship is open for applications,
Yes.
that all students get that email, and it's a fair and open process that anyone who's qualified can apply.
Okay, you mentioned some of the scholarships are skill-based for the arts. Are there scholarships for people who excel in science and technology?
Yes, we have one that we've given out called the Acuity We Share the Future Scholarship, which is for STEM
Yes.
students. But actually, several of our scholarships, often we're looking for a combination of academic excellence and activities in the university.
So based on the skills of the animation, if someone who participated in many programs, like who is active, who did many volunteers before coming to AUIS, so will he or she have more chance to get this scholarship?
The
Or-
one for admissions level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
the
national. يعني.
Well, the Youth Activity Scholarship is one that we do look at someone who is bringing something to the table. They may not have the highest baccalaureate score, but they're bringing some sort of skill or interest into the university. The National Scholarship and the STEM scholarships, a lot of those depend on baccalaureate score. For example, national, you need to be 90 or above. So, but there are students who have great skills and ability who don't have that baccalaureate score.
How many students will get accepted for those scholarships each year or each semester?
Right now, for the youth activity, we do one a year. For national, the last 2 years we've done 40 a year. There's actually some spots left on the national scholarship that are open for next year. But that national scholarship has a geographic requirement. Not only do you have to have the back score, but we're trying to increase diversity at AUIS.
Right.
So we're trying to get 2 people from each government as best we can.
Yeah, diversity is important for us. Like we can engage more with-
Diversity is an important
Yeah.
part of AUIS.
Yeah.
We take that thing very seriously.
Yeah.
We can engage more with the students that are, for example, not Kurdish people or different people. Yeah, that
Yes.
is very important.
It isn't only for the Kurdistan region, it's for all of Iraq, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also part of the national scholarship for this year is trying to increase also the number of women at the university. So I don't know if you know this, in the West, you actually have more women than men attending university.
Mm.
The AUIS, do you have more men or women?
Both.
Well,
It's equal,
I don't know.
right?
It's a good question to think about. But actually, there are more men.
There are actually more men.
Mhm.
Is the percentage huge, or is it almost equal?
I don't have the statistic off the top
Right.
of my head, but there's more men than you would see definitely in a Western
Okay.
university, or I think even University of Sulaimani, there were a lot more women. I taught there for 7
yeah,
years.
they have a lot of students.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
huge. I mean, that's the thing too. They're a
Yeah.
huge university.
Has this always been the case in the university, or was it different back before?
At AUIS?
Yes.
I think this has been the case, but again, we'd have to look back at the historical data.
Okay.
Maybe it will change, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have to ask Mr. Tobin for that.
And so we mentioned like for the scholarships who are students who want to apply it. So what about the current students?
Okay, for current students, there's every semester, like I said before, we will have application will come through the Dean of Students office, a call for applications. But the most important things would be financial need, academic performance, and activities. So each one has different requirements. Some have major requirements as well. But I encourage students, especially of financial need, to keep your GPA as high as possible and also to be active in the university. We do have some scholarships that are considered what we call finishing scholarships for students who get to the end of their studies and basically run out of money and they need help. So we do have some opportunities for that as well. So that may have we may look at lower GPAs, but we want that student to graduate.
So this requirement will be for all the scholarships or some specific scholarship, like for example,
Yeah.
national scholarship and youth scholarship?
Well, every scholarship has different requirements. So you have to look at the individual scholarship. But we encourage anyone who has, especially someone who has severe financial need, to visit our office. Me or Miss Lehat I'm the scholarship manager. And I'm in BF2, 15. And then Miss Lehat has been building A on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, that will be good, yeah. For students who need financial aid,
Yeah.
so they can contact you, especially with current students in here.
Yeah. And like I said, we do a call for applications and we'll take all that data. But if you've met with us and we know about your case, we may know more questions to ask, or we can make sure that you're included in the application process, that you filled out the form.
So there were cases like this in the past, right?
Yes. We have, right now we have a new scholarship called Learn Today, Lead Tomorrow, which helps a student graduate. That's a finishing scholarship. And I think that's just great because, we've seen cases where, say, the family gets into a financially difficult situation. And I know of one student where the family said, we cannot pay for you anymore. Just leave the
That's
university.
terrible.
And we want to be able to support those types of students to get them to graduate. It's a shame to have one semester left and not be able to finish.
Right, yeah.
But there are cases where that happens. We have actually another student this semester who also is in their last semester receiving a scholarship for the first time.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
our university will be helping students of this type, students who are in need for financial help at the last semesters, right?
Yes. So we're constantly trying to get more funding in and then match that funding with the students. I also want to say there are some scholarships that also cover dormitory and books, not just tuition. So some cover just tuition, some cover tuition, books, and the dorm.
So the dorm that you mentioned will be same for all the people in all the region? For example, if someone is in Sulaimani, will be same, or with someone who is in different region? The requirement, or for example, if someone he or she is from Sulaimani and want to apply for the dorms.
Okay. If someone lives in Sulaimani, usually they wouldn't get a dormitory benefit. Unless there was a specific reason why. But actually, we've had that problem, we didn't have any room left in the dorms at one point. I think now that situation is better, now that our Afghan students are
Our friends are
somewhere
gone.
Yeah, but generally dormitory is covered for students who live outside the city. Yeah.
Does it cover the whole tuition fee for the dormitories, or is it just a percentage?
In the cases where we have dorm scholarships,
Yes.
or where we have a scholarship that covers dorms, it covers the full dormitory fees, but for economy only,
Economy.
Oh.
not for your own single room.
The economy are the 4-sized rooms or the 6?
They're the ones
think
where
that's-
they're the most, the 6, yeah.
The 6, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one more thing, when, for example, I'm a student outside of AUIS, when can I apply for the scholarship? In the beginning of each semester or in the beginning of the new year? Like, for example, in the fall or in the spring?
There's scholarships, there's things available potentially every term. Like I said before, we have not filled all the national slots. So if a student fulfills the requirements for national, then even for next term, there would be potentially an opening, but they have to meet the qualifications. So right now for the national scholarship, we still haven't filled all the slots for some of the governorates in the south. There are some governorates where we have very few students from those areas. From Baghdad, it's usually not a problem, or from the Kurdistan region, but although I think we have an opening for Duhok as well.
Yeah, I think we don't have many students from that part. Yeah.
What about the new scholarship, the new majors? Are they covered by the scholarships also, especially dentistry and pharmacy?
That's a
Yeah,
good
it's-
question.
Many
Many
students ask
people
that.
ask that question. Yeah,
At this point, dentistry and pharmacy are not covered under any of our scholarships.
at this point.
At this point, we also have something called sponsorships. If someone privately wants to sponsor your study,
Okay.
we have a mechanism for doing that. If someone wants to do that, then there's no restriction. However, as of right now, we don't have any dentistry or pharmacy students on scholarship or sponsorship.
What about the other two scholarships, like other two new majors, like cybersecurity and AI? I think they are new.
Yeah, so if your admissions contract says that you can study those majors according to your back score and your year of admission, yes, those are covered. On things like the national and most of the other scholarships. Some scholarships have major restrictions.
Yeah.
Like the acuity one, you have to be in STEM.
Yeah.
The humanities one, you have to be in humanities, for example.
There is another scholarship specifically for women in STEM, right?
Yes, that's a type of scholarship that's a discount off the main tuition.
So it doesn't cover the whole tuition
No.
fee. Okay.
So that one and also youth engagement, those are partial scholarships, but they are a type of scholarship.
What requirements does that scholarship have?
Which one?
The Women in STEM scholarship.
What is the
What is the requirement, the GPA requirement from high school?
How come
that
they
one's
require-
90 and above also.
19 above also.
Yeah.
Are most of the scholarships like this?
Well, the admissions level ones, a lot of them have been 90 and above. Youth engagement has no requirement for baccalaureate score. For some of the other scholarships, once you're into the academic program, some of them may have a requirement like 70, but it depends. They're all different.
What if someone who has lower than 90? Do you have any chance, like?
And they have a lot of skills.
Yeah, maybe they have a lot of skills. Like, can they apply for any scholarship or sponsorship?
Well, excuse me. So for scholarships, it depends. Like I said, some of them do allow applications if you're under 90. We have one called the Habsa Khani Nakib scholarship. It's a 4-year scholarship, and the requirement for that was just to be above 70.
Above 70.
Do we have that scholarship anymore?
That one just started.
That one
Yes.
just started. It's a new one.
Yes.
So they can apply for, right?
Well, now we have a student on that one. So that
Oh.
one's now,
Full.
we have that, but it's full, yes. But we do have openings for the fall on the Numeris Scholarship and a couple others. So watch for those emails from DINA students.
Next year students, when can they apply for these scholarships?
For the existing students?
No, the
Next
ones who are
year.
coming next year, 2023, 2024.
Okay, they really need to go to the admissions office,
Yes.
Admission, yes.
or they need to look on our website. So for any opening in STEM and National, they need to apply via the website.
Yeah, I think in the website we have a part like responsible for the scholarships. There is some sections. About
There's a link. Yeah.
yeah, there are information about the scholarship. Even I applied from there.
Ah,
from
yeah.
the website.
Yeah, if you go to the website, there's a section, I think it says apply, and then
there's apply, and
there's a tab.
there are different scholarship and the name of the scholarship, and you'll choose one of them. So which one you want or which one you are eligible for it, and you'll start applying.
Can the current students apply through the website as well?
Yeah, I think there, but I'm not sure about the scholarship, but the website is open.
Yeah. For the current students, what I've been doing is sending anyone who's interested, sending out a link for a Google Sheet that gives an initial application. So we do an initial screening and see do all the applicants meet the minimum criteria. Then those applicants' information, we go to the scholarship committee. And I want to emphasize that I don't pick who gets scholarships. So that's sometimes people think that
don't
they're
blame
like,
her if you don't get
oh,
accepted.
Miss
Yes.
Nancy will just be nice to her. And no, I am on the scholarship committee as a non-voting member. So there's 5 people on the committee. They consist of faculty and staff, and it's a secret committee, and they vote. I do not vote.
Yes.
I just write the reports and manage everything,
Yeah,
but they vote. And I have to say that we really try to make it a fair process.
And that's it, I think.
Do you have any final message for the AUIS students and the prospective AUIS students in the future?
Well, I think it's that if you have financial need, don't just assume you can't come to AUIS. Come to admissions, talk to us. If you're struggling, if your situation changes while you're here, please visit our office, and we're happy to talk to you and see how we can help. And also just be encouraged that we hope to get more and more opportunities to help students going forward.
Yeah, you can say that AUIS is not only for rich people. Yeah, other people.
It's not.
It's
No.
for
They can
smart
apply,
people
yeah.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
This was everything about the AUIS scholarship application process. If you have more questions or want more information, don't hesitate to reach out to the AUIS contacts. Stay with us, join us in the next week's episode, where we'll be talking more about the 2 new medical majors at AUIS, dentistry and pharmacy. Have a nice day.
See you.